there I was, standing in front of 300 people. I was holding on to the cordless microphone as hard as I could so I wouldn't fall over. I could feel the sweat rolling down the side of my face. I could feel the sweat on my back. My face was getting really hot and red. And then I started to speak just the 2 sentences that I had to say. And as I spoke, I started to feel that I was going out of my body and I was dying. And after the speech, I was still petrified. Hours of thinking, what if everybody thought I was stupid? What did I look like? What did they think I did? And that went on for hours. Fast forward now, 12 years, November 15th, 2015. I'm standing getting ready inside the contest room, waiting to be announced and what word I'm going to speak on. Dennis Bartel, relax, relax. Dennis Bartel. So I started walking up to the stage, a little bit nervous because I don't really know what I'm going to speak about yet. And I got up and walked up the stairs to the stage, shook the hand of the contest chair, looked out at the hundreds and hundreds of people there to judge me. I believe it's really important to relax. Then my heart started to pound because I didn't really know what else I was going to say. And I could start to feel my body going out, and then it stopped and came back down. And then things started to happen. I started to move around on the stage. I was giving eye contact. Gestures were just coming out. All that practice and muscle memory was just naturally happening. And I spoke for 2.5 minutes, and I got down off the stage, and I was pretty happy. I wasn't worried about if I was being judged. I knew I had all the skills and everything that I could do, and that was good. I may not have won the contest, but you know what? I was actually a winner. Mr. Table Topics Master, fellow Toastmasters, most welcome guests. It was a big transition from 12 years ago, dying, petrified, to November 15th, 2015, not dying, and actually being happy and excited from just delivering this speech. I believe I was able to make the transition from here to here because I always challenged myself and put myself in scary situations. Joining Hershaw was a scary situation, and for those that are members, it still is a scary situation. But something else I did was go into speech contests. Going into speech contests allowed me to go outside of what a normal club is. I was able to build momentum. Momentum in terms of each time I spoke, I was building more confidence, one above another. Each time I spoke, my abilities were going one upon another. And it's very important to go into speech contests. One thing that you want to go into a speech contest, and I really found that it did for me, it has allowed me to do something that I didn't think I would do. My first speech contest I went into just simply because I didn't know how to say no. Mary came up to me and said, "Dennis, do you want to go in the Table Topics contest?" I said, "Okay, but I'm not even a member and I haven't given a speech yet." But that didn't stop me, and 2 weeks later I was in the Table Topics contest. I was petrified. I had no idea what was going to happen. But I've competed a lot, so I thought, I have to win. I don't know what a speech contest is. Haven't even given a speech yet. But I'm going to win. Kind of like I was going to go into the Masters tournament and face Tiger Woods, even though I've never swung a golf club. Needless to say, I didn't win. But I did okay. And I learned a lot from these speech contests. I learned what the purpose is. I had to practice and learn and get better, and I got to see competitors and how good they were. And I kept going into contests, watching other competitors. I started practicing and learning and understanding that it's going to take a lot of practice and going in contests and continue the momentum and build and build and build. I just relaxed and enjoyed. One of the things that I think is important about a contest is the judging has to be fair. Now, in a contest, the purpose of it is to allow members an opportunity to be in a competitive environment and also an opportunity for the audience to see proficient speakers. contests have to be done properly. And in order for them to be done properly, there has to be good judging. This way, as a contestant, you can relax that you're going to be judged fairly and the best speaker will win. This was taken after they asked me what club you're in. I said Hershaw, and Isabel was the only one that clapped. Toastmasters has a way to help not only judges, contestants, anyone in contests, to understand what a contest is and what judging is. I'm going to go briefly over the judging part, because as a contestant, you want to be sure and be relaxed that you're being judged fairly. This is a tutorial, and I'll give the URL out after. First, it's important to understand what is the purpose of a judge. Anybody know what the purpose of a judge is?
To judge.
Well, Sue, yes.
Yes, I'm cheating. Pick the winner.
Very good, that's it. The judge is picking the winner. Who is the best speaker for that contest? Now, there's a difference between evaluating and judging. An evaluator assesses the speaker according to what their objectives are, then gives them feedback so they can get better. A judge does not tell anyone who they voted for. They lock themselves in their house for 3 months and no one knows who they voted for. Okay, 2 weeks. And they don't actually help the speaker by giving them advice. That takes away from the purpose of a judge, and it keeps everything fair. Now, what makes a good judge? Any ideas what makes a good judge? Fairness, absolutely. Being fair means not being swayed by somebody's sex, age, friendship, anything that can deter you from being objective. Anything else?
Evaluation. If he can evaluate your speech.
Right, and can the judge be accurate?
Yeah.
Being accurate means they're picking the right winner and they're using the judging form that is provided to them. Is there, yes, Ron?
I was going to say consistency.
Yes, and I think that can probably go with knowledge as well. Understanding the rules and understanding the judging form. Is there anything else that a judge must be?
Impartial to the topic.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Anything else that makes a good judge? I think the most important thing is you're a good listener and you're not letting anything distract you. One of the things about a judge, there's 4 crucial things that a judge, or obligations that a judge has. First, the judge has an obligation to the contestants. Contestants expect and deserve to have fair judging and a good contest. They also have an obligation to Toastmasters International. Uphold the standards that Toastmasters International is one of the best speech training organizations. They also have an obligation to the audience. If the judges picked Miss Columbia and everyone knows that Philippines is going to win, no one's going to watch Miss Universe again. And the judges also have an obligation to themselves. They're trying to improve themselves, and this is one way to do it. Now, we can say what a good judge is, but there's always going to be obstacle to those. Can anyone say some obstacles there might be for good judging? Speech order, exactly. So what speech order is it? We have a tendency to remember someone that goes last, or first, because that's when you pay attention and then you just get distracted. A good judge needs to be able to pay attention to each speaker, and that will overcome that obstacle. Any other obstacles? What's going to prevent good?
Lack of coffee.
Bribes.
Bribes, absolutely. Being Toastmasters, we never get much money, so it doesn't work. One of the things is cheering for the underdog, in which I don't understand because I should have won then. Somebody you think perhaps has a disability or should deserve to win, but doing that actually abstracts from what good judging is. Any other obstacles, Ron?
Audience.
Absolutely, and how do you mean the audience as well?
Well, you may have a situation where a person is from one club, and that there's a lot of people from that club. So no matter what that person does, they're getting a standing ovation.
Yes.
And the judge may be swayed by this audience reaction.
Absolutely. I think that goes into a halo effect as well. Just because you think someone is from a good club, you may be tempted to vote for him. You might be swayed because everyone's cheering for that person and nobody else. And the halo effect simply is, just because somebody like myself looks really good doesn't necessarily mean I speak well. I could have the best delivery and I could have eye contact and gestures, and I could have no content and my speech was just terrible and I just went la 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 the whole time. You have to be able to separate the two and judge on the content and judge on the delivery separately. Any other obstacles that there could be?
Environmental.
Environmental, and perhaps in the same case too, of where you are and maybe swayed by something. I think one other obstacle as well is judges are human. There's going to be likes, there's going to be dislikes, and it's very tough to be objective. And that's why there's always lots of judges to avoid that. Can we think of any other obstacles that there might be? There's going to be many obstacles, but one of the obligations that a judge has is to make sure that they're knowledgeable, that they're fair, and that they're actually realize that they have a responsibility. Judges have a responsibility to the contestants. The contestants are trusting these judges to be fair, and they're actually, well, if they could actually pay them, they're trusting them to make the right decision based on the bribe. But there is a responsibility as a judge. As a contestant, I can relax because I know that Toastmasters has a way for judges to be fair. This is an online tutorial. We will share it. Lindsay will send it out in her blog so that everybody can go there. Judges, contestants, everybody should go see the tutorial. It's less than 30 minutes. I just described one of them. Contestants, you're putting in a lot of work. It's scary. You want to go and try your best. And you want to make sure that you're Philippines and you're not Colombia. You don't want that situation to happen. I have seen a tremendous growth in going into contests. This Saturday, I'm speaking at the Toastmasters Leadership Institute in front of 200 people. My dad passed away a few years ago, and I had the courage to go up and give the eulogy and actually make jokes, and all the muscle memory came in. And this is because I challenge myself and go into the contest. It doesn't matter if you come first or second or third or don't even place, but as I was at that Table Topics contest, I was a winner because I transitioned from being the guy that thought he was going to die to being the guy that was happy with what he did. Mr. Toastmaster.